Hi, this is Simone. This is my last video because I do not want to start or to do so much documenting in so many different places. I'm trying to pare down and to do less because I kind of was stressed in the end of the year because I had so much going on and so many different things, and this is my hobby and I enjoy it. It's kind of therapeutic and I don't want this hobby of me to stress me out. So I'm trying to find ways to make that work. I was on the Cocoa Daisy memory keeping team in the beginning of 2018. I stepped down from that team in March of 2018, I think. Because of that, because I realized that creating 4 projects every month was taking the joy out of the scrapbooking. I wasn't able to create 4 projects. I was on the Shimmers design team for all of 2018. They required 1 project with a video, so that was kind of doable for me. And then I also was a guest designer for Feed Your Craft as well as Pretty Little Studio. And as much fun as I had creating things for these companies, I'm still not sure that being on a design team is the way for me, because it makes it it attaches a deadline to a project. It takes kind of the joy out of it. On the one side, I really loved being on a team because it made me use the product right away, which I absolutely enjoyed. I'm kind of a hoarder and taking it all in and putting it away and then maybe pulling it out in 2 or 3 months. But at the same time, it also puts pressure on something that I enjoy. And so I am not going to I didn't even say that anywhere else on my videos, but I decided that I'm not going to continue being on the Cocoa Daisy planner team. That is the last team that I'm still on. The term ends in March and I'm just not going to continue that. So I'm kind of free for 2019 and I'll just see how that goes. If a call for a design team comes along that I love and might enjoy, maybe I'll apply, or maybe I'll apply and already mention that I love their product. I would love the challenge to be a guest designer and just be a guest designer, because that's a nice thing too. And even if I'm not doing it, then I'm just going to purchase the product, which is as well a thing for me. When I have too many things coming in, I'm getting overwhelmed. So I'm just going to share all of the layouts that I created. This one I made for the guest design spot over at Pretty Little Studio. I have a video for this, I think. Not really sure. If I have, I'm going to link it in the description below. I redid this page. This was one of the first pages I created, and I didn't like the way it was. The elements on the page didn't connect, which is something that I'm very much. I think that's something that really helps a page design, and so I took most of the elements that I had on the page and put them together in a different way to connect them more, and I think I turned out really great. This was done for the Shimmers design team. This is one of my favorite pages of 2018. This is the Shimmers team, Shimmers page. I did kind of rainbow splatters and let them drip down, and then I created this layout on top. This is not a page I did in 2018, but this one is. I did this in February using this free cut file from now I don't remember her name and her shop name as well. If I do, I'll insert it right here. I used this free cut file and documented my son at 13. I wrote it down on his birthday, but I only did the spread in February, and I actually didn't get to make the one for my third son, so that is something that I want to work on soon. This one is a page that I created for the I was on another team for the sketch team that I was on, which I don't remember as well. I loved being on that team. It was my favorite team because I could use any kind of product. I got a sketch that I was able to interpret, and that is the kind of challenge that I totally enjoy. So I used a sketch and created this page. This one is another sketch that I just did recently. This was on the scrap room, and I used some papers from an old Studio Calico paper and Chimel and some Jen Hatfield. This one is a page I made for the Shimmers team as well. It's an 8th grade details page, photo of the first day of school of my oldest. This one is photos that come from my youngest son's album. This is a photo I took in August of 2017. They were supposed to bring 5 things that described them well, and so he picked those, and I loved them because they are actually just who he is, and so I documented those and listed the items on here. These things that you can see right here are mostly Coco Daisy. There's some Amy Tangerine on here, and then I used a card from Feed Your Craft. And then this one is another Shimmers page. I created this background first and then used some pastes to make it even more textured. Then I cut it into squares, and then I used those squares to create the background for this layout. And kind of love the monochrome feeling of this page. This one is one that I used the Coco Daisy, I think December kit. I made this in January or February. It's kind of a companion page, or a double page spread as if you want. This one talks about the DARE culmination. My son won the essay, or wrote the best essay in his class, and so he had to read it and in front of the whole school and the school board and the police chief, and he did such an amazing job. I was so proud of him because he was so afraid of doing this. This is not the kind of person he is, or he thinks he is, standing freely, speaking in front of lots of people, and this was just such a big thing. I love the way his teacher encouraged him before he went up to talk, and so this is very, very dear and near to me. And then I took a photo with this. I don't even remember the name of the lion, but yeah. So, and I put a title on here as well because this was the ceremony, the DARE culmination, and then that he is the essay winner is another really important part of that day. So I don't have anything on here. This is I think it's a 12, what is this size, 9 by 12 page maybe? No, 6 by 12, 8 by 12, I don't know, but this is not the 12 minutes, maybe 8 by 12 page, so I need to create a layout that has a different size, and I haven't gotten the time or idea yet what I could put on here. So that's my middle son. I made the Joshua at 11 page as I did for my oldest. However, I still, as I said, don't have the one for my Theo at 9. Same concept. I used a cut file that I received from my friend Susanna, and I just cut the circles and layered them with papers from the Coco Daisy March or February kits. I took his photo, added the sticker, and then listed the things that he loves at the moment. I created this for the Shimmers team. Again, used paint and as for the background, cut a file from Paige Evans, and then used more of Coco Daisy kits. I still received them even after I stepped down from the team. I purchased them, and so I just used them because most of the papers I still loved. I didn't step down because I didn't like them anymore. I just stepped down because I didn't want the commitment. And then just for fun, I created this page. It's a page about baseball season of my son. I love that it's not using the typical baseball colors, and yeah, I think I used some Shimmers colors again as well, and I totally like how this turned out. And this is the last photo page that I created for my middle son's album. This is another, I think I was inspired by Jana, Paper, Scissors, Glue. She created a layout that inspired me to create this one. I used cut files, I used Shimmers again, and then created a long title, which I love, which says, yes, he is a reader now. I journaled down here and really like how this turned out. This one I created in, oh no, this is the photo, but I created this in February. This is another sketch for the sketch team that I was on until March, and again I used a cut file and the Shimmers in the background. I used this for another sketch. I love how this turned out. These are really old photos of my middle son, who I hate throwing birthday parties, and this one I really took a long time to organize and bake and create stuff, and put the lucky you here because that year and that child I was able to really dedicate myself to the birthday theme and topic, and I layered lots of Maggie Holmes things. I love how these colors work together. This paper is another Coco Daisy one. There's lots of Maggie Holmes in the background here, and then this is, I think, maybe Simple Stories, could be, and this is an old from Amy Tangerine, I think. This one I created for the guest spot over on Feed Your Craft. I used the cards to create a grid. I stitched the title and made it overlap to connect this together. I stitched again so that it's repeated down here. Printed this in sepia because I thought it went well. This is an old paper from Studio Calico that I used for that, and I love how this turned out. I'm so happy I was able to produce such a great page for the guest spot. Another favorite of mine, this one was done for the use your stash kind of thing, and we did die cuts. I created this pie chart here, used colors that were represented on the photo, and just filled each one of those pie pieces with the different colored die cuts, and then added a title, clustered the die cuts and papers behind the photo, and then journaled up here with my typewriter. I absolutely love how this turned out. It's another one of my favorites, and this one as well. I kind of tend toward the green and blues, and I love this photo. I think they took a selfie actually. I don't know who took this photo. It's perfect. And again, I used color in the background, used this Chamel paper and just cut it down as accents here, and then stayed in the color scheme and decorated it. And again, I love using different alphas to create a title which says "You are the cutest." This is another one of my favorites. best family photo ever. I documented this photo of the fall festival and used LE Studio as well as Pebbles, I think, for the embellishments. Totally love how this turned out. This is a sketch that my friend Susanna created and I just played along with it. And then I think we're two last layouts that I created. This one is again another shimmers one. It's for, I documented the first crop that I went to and met some of my online friends. This is Iris Fox, if you know her. And yeah, used some stencils, some texture paint, and then this Jen Hadfield collection, as well as this, I think this is a Pinkfresh Studio Alpha. And the last one is the last shimmers layout that I created for my term on the team. I created a complete failure layout that I took apart and then just salvaged these trees that I cut from a cut file and then used green shimmers colors to add more texture, and then I moved all of the cluster over here and created my layout on this paper from Coco Daisy. So that was all the layouts that I created. However, I also had a video series with my friend Susanna, and I used lots of different traveler's notebooks in 2018 as well. These are some of the simple dories from Coco Daisy that I haven't used yet. I was trying or thinking about cutting them down and cutting this folder down and using it in this binder. I haven't done that yet. I have several photos that I still want to document, and I'm just not going to pressure myself. Whatever gets documented, what doesn't. I started a reading journal in 2018, which I didn't get very far. I loved using this, and if I ever get a chance to continue, I will. I'm just, again, not going to pressure myself into creating things when I just can't keep up. So here is some of the photos that I still want to include. And if I have the time to do that, I will. If not, it's just going to stay there for a little while longer. So I created some of these spreads in here for that video series. This one is one that I made for Pretty Little Studio. This one is one that I made for the video series with Susanna. And then that's the ones that are in here. I have one traveler's notebook for each of my sons, so this is my youngest ones. This one is my middle ones album. This one was done for the Video Craft guest spot. Then I created this one as well. Washi tape was the topic that we did here, and I added a full-size photo. Then I have this one right here. I love how this turned out. This was repeat stamping right here, and he used a typewriter, and that's the name, I think, laptop. I don't know if you use it here, but a computer on your lap is a laptop, and so that's the same thing, right? Then I also used washi tape on this spread, and I used the simple dory paper. Whoops, that's not it. I just cut it apart and then stuck it right in here. And I think, no, I have one more. This is a new insert that I started. That's for me, documenting the things that I love. Maybe instead of putting the things that I love doing into Project Life, I'm still not decided. As you can see, I might add them in here. This was Project Life cards, I think. This was stitching. And then I think I have one more. That's me. Okay, so I started the video series with this layout in here. This is a notebook that I started in 2016, and I just kept on adding stuff. So this was a sketch that we used. Here we used, I think, washi or strips, don't remember. And these are the ones that I created for the video series. I really like the ones that I created in here. I consider them more as scrapbooking. As I said before, they're not journaling in a sense, and so I didn't share them in my journaling video. Yeah, so that's where I'm at in 2018, at the beginning of 2019. I don't really want to give myself any rules besides that I want to have fun. So whatever photo inspires me, I'm going to scrapbook in whatever format I want to. I would love to keep up with Project Life for another year. Maybe it's then time to stop. I don't know yet. Let's just see how this works out. Whatever I'm picking up and looking at, I'm totally inspired by, which is a good thing. And so instead of giving myself so many rules and doing so many things, or not doing so many things, maybe I just shouldn't pressure myself and should just do what I love at the moment I'm creating it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you soon. Please let me know what your plans are for 2019. Are you giving yourself any rules? How are you managing all the different formats that you work in? How are you dealing with the pressure that you put on yourself? I would really love to know, because that is part of the problem that I am having always, and I really would love to get rid of that, because it's my hobby and I want to enjoy every minute of it. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.